Our team designed a dashboard for American Signature Furniture Company. The company has their own data system, the Genesis, to collect customer service reporting data, including order cancellation amount, order compensation amount, performance of customer service in different states. We received the clean version of the data operated by their business department and tried to create a dashboard which will be friendly for the executives to extract useful information and make decisions. The data received from the company includes a brief summary on the net gain in September, the disposition report on the daily phone call, as well as the amount of new sales, saved sales, cancellation, and compensation amounts by each associate. As we do our analysis on the data, the most obvious situation is that the company had a negative profit because of too much cancellation, which can be seen from the summary table at the beginning of our dashboard. In this case, providing a good visualization on the cancellation-related variables in the dashboard becomes the most important goal for our project. After further analysis on the wrap-up category of the incoming phone call, we find that the customers would mainly dial in by cancellation or refund categories for the wrap-up codes if the final solution is to cancel their orders. In detail, if the customers dial in to talk about cancellations, then the final solution would be canceling the order. However, on the other hand, assume the customer dialed in to ask for the refund. Things will go flexible at this point. We observed that the solutions for the refund category would be classified as two parts, either cancel the order or give them the compensation for the future purchases. Compensation then is calculated as the profit of the company. In this case, our dashboard will focus primarily on cancellation and compensation of each store, market, and states. The importance of these two will also be clarified then. The dashboard includes a summary table, two graphs embodying the correlation between cancellation and compensation, a heat map including each market, a pivot table that can categorize performance of each store, and two user forms to check monthly performance of customer service, associates, and each state. In the dashboard, we dedicate the upper part of the dashboard to present the monthly summary for executives, including the information of new purchases, saved sales, cancellation, compensation, and net gain. Once American Signature Furniture executives open up the dashboard, they could obtain the information of the monthly overall performance easily and immediately, saving the time of going to Genesis to pull out the summary data. Then users can scroll down vertically and see two graphs. American Signature Furniture executives tell us that they're really concerned about the monthly cancellation and compensation. And that's why we created two graphs to visualize the trend of the cancellation and compensation throughout the month. Average tend to perform worse toward the end of the month. The reasons behind this probably need further discussion by the company. When executives see such a trend, they can notice the problem and ask managers to supervise associates more closely toward the end of the month. The second graph shows the proportion of phone calls that are categorized as refund or cancellation. We can see the mean is approximately 0.1, indicating that there are about 10% of the phone calls received by the department every day that are asking for cancellation or compensation. It further supports our idea that visualizing the amount of cancellation and compensation would be crucial for executives.
Then followed by the dominant part of our dashboard, which shows the cancellation and compensation summary of each state. The heat maps color-coded based on the formula, compensation minus cancellation. The more loss the state is generating, the deeper the color. We implemented a macro inside of the heat map so that users can interact with the heat map. For example, the Ohio region shows the most dark color, meaning it has the greatest loss. Executive will be curious about what's happening in Ohio. To analyze the performance of a certain state, we can first click the scroll bar and choose a state that they're interested in, allowing executive to obtain the brief cancellation and compensation of this specific state. Then, clicking the Ohio state on the heat map, a map of store allocation within the Ohio state will pop up. The whole market of the company is divided by 11 submarkets, each managed by different leaders. The store distribution preview with different colors representing different markets, enabling us to have some understanding of the market distribution in each state. The data of market summary by state will change accordingly by showing cancellation amount and compensation amount with each market when we click different states from the heat map. In this way, executive can check the performance of each market. Also, the column graph will visualize the data from the table and change consistently for better understanding. When we check the market table, say we find market 2 has the highest amount of cancellation, the pivot table under the market summary table allow us to further check the behavior of stores in this market from a certain state. They can scroll down vertically and use the pivot table to check. By clicking the targeted market number and state, the pivot table can show a detailed cancellation and compensation amount for each store in this market. This allows the executive to zoom into specific stores to evaluate which store in this market result in such a large cancellation amount in the market. Keeping scrolling down, there is a user form for executive to evaluate the performance of a specific associate. This can be regarded as a secondary interface or an addition of the dashboard. By entering the name of an associate, relative ranking of the associate, including new purchases, saved sales, cancellation, and compensation will be presented. The measurement we self-define is the transformation rate, which is frequency of compensation divided by sum frequency of compensation and cancellation. That is how well the associate can do to transform the possible cancellation to compensation. The higher the transformation is, the better the associate performs. We add a comment to remind users how to understand this rate. This user form tool allows executives to evaluate performances of their associate employees. Overall, our project realized the goal of visualizing American Signature Furniture customer service data logically so that executives can make well-informed decisions by clicking our dashboard interface without going back and forth to Genesis system to obtain various data. With our emphasis on cancellation and compensation, the executive poses a better understanding of the company performance in each market in each state and get to know more about their performances of employees.